Welcome back to America Decides. I'm very excited about this conversation because hitting the bookshelves today and available in all other formats, a new book that offers fresh and important, memorable insights into last year's, well, just pick your adjective, whatever, unpredictable, unprecedented, historic, yeah. It's called Fight, Inside the Wildest Battle for the White House. Its authors, Amie, Parnes, Jonathan Allen, at the desk with me. Great to see you both. Congratulations. I like to ask reporters who write books this one basic question. What are you most proud of? What's the nugget or the thing that's in there that you're most happy with?
That's a very good question. I think that what it does, I mean, there's something for everyone in this book. There's a playbook for Democrats and Republicans going forward. They can actually look at this book, see their mistakes, see what they did well, and bring it into the next election. But there are also really juicy tidbits that weren't really revealed in the election that John and I had to dig for, and that didn't come easy, as you know.
It never comes easy. John, give me a nugget you're proud of.
So actually what I love is the opening of the book, which is 360, as you know, where we're watching all of the Democrats who are watching Joe Biden on a debate stage have this debacle against Donald Trump. So we take you inside Nancy Pelosi's condo where she's watching by herself. We tell readers for the first time that she had gone to Biden and told him not to debate Trump. She had urged him not to get on the same stage. Obviously, if she thought he was going to beat Trump, she wouldn't have done that. She didn't phrase it that way. She said, you know, Mr. President, I think you'll beat him, but you shouldn't get on the stage. But she was worried about it. Jim Clyburn, the congressman from South Carolina, very close to Biden, sitting in his condo drinking Jack Daniels and Diet Pepsi. Al Sharpton up on the Upper East Side of New York in his condo. All of them watching alone. Normally, politicians get together for a debate watch party. This is, and all of these people had this, like, you know, sort of sinking feeling, call it a gut instinct. And I think, you know, from that opening, what you get as a reader is a real sense of how close we're going to bring you to all of these players.
And one of the themes that runs through this is a kind of collective denialism among Democrats. Amie?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of revisionist history happening right now, Major, but I think when you talk to Democrats at the time, they were thinking, okay, he's ready, he can do this. You know, they would point to the State of the Union address and say, look, he was fiery, he was, you know, responsive in real time, and they kind of held that one appearance up as like the be-all, end-all. And then you look at what John and I tried to do was to go back and talk to people who had interacted with the president. And we found out that, you know, he wasn't recognizing people that he should have recognized. There was an effort to put makeup on him before international events. That was his first thing that he did when he was away on these foreign trips and junkets. He often missed meetings to have the makeup done. And so you start to peel back the layers and find out what was really happening.
John, I want to ask you about Pelosi. You mentioned her, but also former President Obama. How did they involve themselves in not only the post-debate analysis, Kamala Harris becoming the nominee to be then the absolute nominee of the party, and what's their relationship with Biden now?
So great question. All those are great questions. I
try to pack a lot into this, you know?
Also, by the way, I appreciated you talking about reporters who write books and what's their favorite nugget, because you, of course, are a reporter who's written books. So so you know the challenges and the way we love things. I think there is some evolution, some movement of Pelosi and Obama over time in a way, as you'll see in the book. But basically, the debate happens, and Nancy Pelosi's biggest fear is that there is going to be a bum rush to get rid of Joe Biden so fast that Kamala Harris ends up with the nomination. So she wants to maneuver Biden out, probably at the very beginning, but she's not 100% sure because she's worried Harris is going to get it. And so you watch her go through these various steps, and at some point she becomes convinced that it absolutely has to be that Biden leaves. And what the reasoning for her is she wants to make sure that the Democrats don't also lose the House and the Senate. And what you could tell after, you know, a few days or at least a week or so was that the polling was getting a lot worse for House and Senate Democratic candidates. And so she sees him pulling the whole party down. And what she does is what nobody else in the Democratic Party was willing to do, which is to go out there and push him and prod him, and not do it in a nasty way. But for example, she had gone on, I'll say, on another network, and said at one point, Joe Biden has a decision to make. He still needs to decide what he's going to do. 2 days earlier, he'd sent a letter to Congress saying, "Hey guys, I'm staying. I've made up my mind." Right? So she's easing him out. Barack Obama did not think that Joe Biden should have run for president in 2016, did not think he should have run in 2020. And by the way, Biden didn't run in 16, but he did run in 20. Obama didn't think Biden was a very good political guy from the beginning. And he immediately also wanted to see Biden out. He knew that he had lost influence with Biden by not having backed his previous runs. The two guys have this sort of tension between them. They both believe that they're God's greatest gift to politics. And you see that tension play out in this book. But ultimately, Obama also doesn't have faith in Kamala Harris.
Right.
And he is trying
So
to
that's one thing that Pelosi and Obama share.
Yeah.
At least as it plays out in this entire process. Amie Parnes, Jonathan Allen. We have 2 segments, folks. 2, not just 1. So they'll be back later on the show.